Good morning and welcome to a Dialogue with Grace. My name is Jaleesa. This morning, God has really been dealing with me about a good thing versus a God thing. And I asked God and I was like, but aren't good things from God? And he was like, yes, but there's good things and there's God things. The good things are you are striving for excellence. You have goals of getting a house and getting a car, and you have goals of being married. Those are all good things. You consider yourself a great Christian because you go to church every time the doors are open. You're at every conference, you're at every prayer, you're at every Bible study, you're at every church service. You're not only at every church service, you're serving in every capacity. Those are all good things. But the God thing is what God has assigned you to do. So if God told you today to go start that business, that's a God thing, but you keep distracting yourself with the good things of doing other stuff, that means you're not putting your trust in Him. The God things are outside of your comfort zone. The God things are what makes you uncomfortable. It's you facing your fears. Why? Because you have to trust God in everything, every step of the way, in everything it is that you do. So don't settle for the good things, go for the God things. Because marriage within itself is a good thing. Marriage is beautiful, but being married to the wrong person is detrimental to your assignment, to your purpose, and sometimes to your life. So sometimes we settle for a good thing because the idea of being married is good to society, but the God thing is waiting on the man that or woman that God has for you. Having a career and making money is a good thing. Your career and your corporate job has paid for your lifestyle and the trips and the houses and has afforded you many opportunities. But God may have called you to be an entrepreneur and to walk by faith and to go and be in the marketplace. But you're placing all of your trust in your job rather than going for the God thing, which most of the time there's uncertainty. You really wouldn't know what to do. Sometimes you don't even know how to go about it, but that's the beauty of it because the only person that you can depend on to get through it is God. So which one is it? Are you going to go for the good thing, which is your comfortable life, which is what eases you every day? Or are you going to go for the God thing? And on the God thing, it's not comfortable. But if you reject the God thing, just know that you're walking in disobedience to what God is saying, because He's already opened and written our story. He's already written our book. So if you're on this journey to get to know Him and to do what He says and to do only what the Father says do, you don't want to be disobedient to Him. Yes, it can be scary, but you can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthen you. Yes, it's uncomfortable because along the way, God has to stretch you and prune you and make you into the person that He created you to be and how He sees you, because He's already placed in you everything it is that you need. He's already placed in you everything it is. You have inside of you everything it is that you need to accomplish what it is that God has told you to do. Some of your gifts are lying dormant. Some of your gifts are just waiting for you to come into that season where God will help you to realize it. And some of you are just scared. But which one will it be? Because what I've learned is in this walk with God, there's no gray area. It's black or white. So it's either you're going to choose to do what God has told you to do, or you're going to choose to go against what He's saying, which you're just following the enemy. The enemy is very deceptive in how he presents things, because although it may seem like a good thing, it's not a God thing. The devil is just really trying to get you to stay in your comfort zone simply so you won't do what God has assigned you to do. That's his whole purpose. If he can get you to stay where you are, There's really not much that more that he needs to do. So if in that comfortable job, he has set it up to where you're comfortable and everything is going well and you are providing for your family and all of that, there's not much more that he needs to do. But for the people that's actually going for the God thing, the devil kind of reacts in a different way. He may cause chaos to try to make it seem like, well, the route that you're going is not the the right way to go. He may try to cause dysfunction in your family or disagreements or make you feel guilty about the decisions that you made while you're chasing your God thing. I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to go with God. I want to encourage you to trust him. Lean and depend on him. Even in the seasons of uncertainty, lean and depend on him because he is the one that's going to see through it according to his will. God is committed to his will and his promise. So you can go to God with your plans all day, but if it's not his will, there's really not much that will happen. He will still bless you because he's a good God. But your provision, your peace, your joy, your strength is all in the will of God. It's all in the God thing. It's all in what he has assigned to you to do. So don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to be the person that God has called you to be. And even as you're going towards that, the enemy will try his very best to discourage you. He will try to bring up your past. He will try to bring up your mistakes. He will try to bring up stuff that happened 20 years ago that don't even matter. But get to the point where you find strength to say, shut up, devil. I don't have time for you. Because literally, I don't have time for you. Because what God says, that's law. What God says, you can take it to the bank. So if God is telling me to go into this direction, I don't care how scared I am. And I'm speaking to myself as I'm speaking to you. I don't care how fearful it is. I don't care how scared I am. I don't care how much hurt it is because of the things that you have to let go and sacrifice and leave behind and walk away from. I don't care. Why? Because the enemy has played with me for so long, and he's played with you for so long. And we've been mad at the wrong people, and we have directed our anger towards God because we view God as like, hey, if you're God, you're allowing this to happen. No, the enemy is at work. And he's so cunning and he's so deceptive. It's in the hidden things. It's really in the things that you wouldn't even think about. And even now, it's like I'm getting angry thinking about it. But the only way I can get my lick back is doing the God thing. Once you come to the realization that the enemy has no power over you, there's nothing that he can do to hurt or harm you. The only thing that he can do is to get the things around you to act crazy. But once you become settled in who you are and what God has for you, there's nothing that he could ever do to you. He's pushing you closer and closer to God. And that God thing becomes more and more necessary. Why? Because it's the only way you can come against the kingdom of darkness. Because when you link up with God and you come in agreement with God, you're signing up for war. And I don't care how the devil may try to act out, you are simply a lion with no teeth. You're a kitty cat and you have no authority. So I say this to you right now. Go with God. Go with what it is that he would have you to do. Do what it is that he would have you to do. If God tell you to go fill the Miss Church and feed the homeless, that is what you need to do. Why? Because he's trying to progress you in your calling and in your assignment. If what God is telling you to do is to go against the grain, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, people are going to buck up and they're going to have something to say about it because it's outside of their comfort zone. But if you know that you know that you know that you heard from God, do what it is that God has told you to do because time is running out. And there's things that he wants to accomplish in this earth. And I hear God saying, I am empowering you. I am empowering you to do what it is that I have called you to do. Everything that I have placed in you, even before you were born, even before creation, it has already been set in heaven. What I need you to do is to be my vessel. Be who it is that I have called you to be. I need you to bring heaven on earth. Be the vessel and be the contact point to bring heaven to earth. Let my will be done on earth as it is in heaven. As you walk in my will, as you walk in what it is that I have assigned you to do, you have access to all the resources that heaven has to offer. You have access to all the promises that I have written in my Bible, in my word. There's nothing that you won't be able to accomplish because you can do all things through me. There's no idea. You can take me out of the box. You can take me out and dream big and think big because I am going to make it bigger than what you ever imagined. I just want y'all to be blessed today and remember to go after the God thing and don't settle for the good thing.